Ladies and gentlemen, the final round of 16 contest is upon us. The last contest, but certainly not the least. This time it is between the Wisconsin International University College and the University of Education from Winneba in the Central Region. The last slot in the quarterfinal is at stake. One of these two schools will join the likes of the Valley View University, West End University College, the University of Cape Coast, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, the University of Energy and Natural Resources, the University of Ghana, and the Heritage Christian University at the quarterfinal stage. Ladies and gentlemen, who is it going to be? Will it be the school from the Southeast Zone or the school from the Southwest Zone? Certainly, it will be one of them. This is the Tertiary Business Sense Challenge brought to us by Graphic Business in partnership with the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. Our sponsors include Glyco Life, PwC, Piva Beverages, Goa Ghana, Papaya Fast Foods, Zenith University College, EPP Book Services, Ghana National Association of Teachers, Compu Ghana, GCB Bank, and of course, MTN. The program is streaming live on Facebook Daily Graphic Ghana as well as on YouTube. Our media partners, Daily Graphic and Graphic Online. A place at the quarterfinal is at stake. Ladies and gentlemen, for Wisconsin International University College, they joined TBS in 2019. That year, they got to the national final. Till date, they are the only private university to have qualified to the national final. That's a very proud record that they hope to emulate in 2025. For 2021, 2022, in those other years, they did not do so much, nothing of significance. But this year, they were at the zonal semi-final where they lost bitterly to the Valley View University. This year, they hope to make amends. This year, they hope to get to the national final at least, to atone for all the years that they could not make it this far. So please, with a round of applause, join me to welcome the contestants from Wisconsin International University College. Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right. So competing against Wisconsin International University College is the University of Education Winneba. In 2019, they were at the TBSC. In 2019, they lost at the quarterfinal stage to the University for Development Studies. 2020, they were at the semi-final. They lost again to the University for Development Studies, but they ended up taking the third runner-up. That's the fourth position. 2021, they were at the national semi-final. They lost this time to the University of Cape Coast, but they went on ahead to be third place. 2022, they were at the national semi-final. This time they lost to the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Now, after all of these years of heartbreak, 4 solid years of heartbreak, they came back in 2023. At the zonal level, they were second place, but at the national level, where it mattered most, they were the champions. So in 2023, UEW were the national champions. Last year, 2024, again they tried. They were at the national final, but they could not win. They were second place team last year. But this year they have won the zonal championship for the Southwest Zone. They are here to defend their zone. They are here to ensure that they get to the final once again. So we have 2 schools who have been to the national final before. 2 schools who love to be there again. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, join me to welcome the contestants from UEW. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So beginning with you, Wisconsin International University College, please introduce yourselves.
My name is Kofi Nyantechi, level 300 accounting.
Kofi or Kwesi?
Kofi.
Nyantechi. Okay.
So I am Okan Samo Okanja, level 300, banking and finance.
Okay.
My name is Israel Delademak, a BSc accounting student, level 300.
You are welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, what should we expect from you this afternoon?
Well, we made a lot of failures, but we're suspecting that, or we're expecting that we win victorious in this competition. Thank you very much.
Okay. How have you prepared for this?
Well, at the nationals, at the zonal finals, semi-finals, we didn't actually do our best. So we prepared very vigorously.
Okay.
And then we are here to show our hallmark. Thank you very much.
Definitely. You need to be at your best to be able to defeat the zonal champion from the Southwest Zone. Please introduce yourselves, UEW contestants.
My name is Hashim Yaudu, BBA account level 300.
Apente Matilda Jima, BB accounting level 400.
Fiatiro Nkojo, accounting final year.
You're welcome, gentlemen and lady. How has the preparation been like?
Alright, so preparation has been top notch. We have done a lot of work, so we are expecting to do very well in this contest.
Okay, what should your teaming fans expect from you this afternoon?
Yeah, they should expect the best. We always give them the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, we should expect the best. We'll see how it goes. The contest is going to be organized in 6 rounds, like you know already. We have theory, we have calculations, we have business case of the day, we have graphic business segment, we have true or false, and finally we have riddles. Please, are you ready? If you are ready, I'm going to commence round 1 from the Wisconsin International University College. Wisconsin. Now in this round, I'm going to ask you theory questions. You have 10 seconds within which to give me an answer. For a major question, you have 3 points if you get it correct. If it's a bonus, you have 1 point. Bonus questions are to be answered in 5 seconds. Let's begin with something on auditing, specifically on audit assertions. So I'm going to read out a scenario to you. Your duty is to identify the audit assertion that is being tested and explain its relevance in the scenario. Identify the audit assertion being tested and explain its relevance in the scenario. So your scenario, Wisconsin. An external confirmation from the bank confirms the balances shown in the client's financial statements, including interest rates on overdrafts. An external confirmation from the bank confirms the balances shown in the client's financial statement, including interest rates on overdrafts.
Okay, so this is an assertion, this one, where it talks about you trying to find the actual value, trying to focus on the actual value of the account. So like, yeah, trying to balance it, correct rechecking of the...
I'm not sure I'll take that. Bonus to the University of Education.
So the assertion that is in this scenario, we look at existence because the external confirmation actually confirms that the transaction actually existed in their books.
Yes, I'll accept that. Your major question, UEW. The auditor independently recalculates depreciation for a new set of machinery and finds it inconsistent with the client's charges. The auditor independently recalculates depreciation for a new set of machinery and finds it inconsistent with the client's charges.
So we look at accuracy and valuation as the assertion. due to the fact that he actually recalculates the depreciation to actually see whether it reflects the true value and that the value that's in the financial statements are correct. So we'll go with accuracy and valuation.
Yes. For the next set of questions, I'm going to give you scenarios on various types of contract breaches. Breach of contract, various types. And then you have to identify the type of contract breach and explain the reason for your classification. So identify the type of contract breach and explain the reason for your classification. Wisconsin, a supplier informs a buyer 2 weeks before the agreed delivery date that they will not supply the contracted goods due to sourcing problems. A supplier informs a buyer 2 weeks before the agreed delivery date that they will not supply the contracted goods due to sourcing problems.
Time elapsed breach.
That is not correct. You have one other chance. Even bailed out bonus for the University of Education Winneba.
So we have this breach to be anticipatory breach or renunciation breach, where the party actually tells the person before the exercise time that they will not be able to complete their obligation.
Yes. Now your major question, UEW. A client refuses to make the final payment after all work under a service contract has been completed as specified. A client refuses to make the final payment after all work under a service contract has been completed as specified.
So we'll go with actual breach of contract. This is where the client actually breached the terms and conditions of the contract.
Yes. For the next set of questions, identify the corporate governance concept that is being applied and explain its significance. Identify the corporate governance concept that is being applied and explain its significance. Please, did you get a preamble? Yes. All right. So a corporation's top executive also serves as a chair of the board and leads the nomination committee. Although the firm complies with formal listing rules, investor groups express concern about the effectiveness of board oversight. A corporation's top executive also serves as the chair of the board and leads the nomination committee. Although the firm complies with formal listing rules, investor groups express concern about the effectiveness of board oversight.
So this is a dominant corporate governance whereby the top executive is also serving as a chair, where he is going to oversee everything of the business. And in decision making, he also takes part as part of the board because he is also the executive and also as the chair.
That is not the concept I'm looking out for. Do you have an answer for me, UEW?
So we'll go with the European style of corporate governance. So there is a corporate governance that is only interested in the welfare of stakeholders.
Well, what?
Well, that is interested in the welfare of stakeholders.
No, I'm not taking that for an answer. I'm not taking that as an answer. For your major question, UEW, a company has retained the same external auditor for 15 years. Although the firm meets formal independence criteria, shareholders have raised concerns about objectivity and the audit committee's reluctance to consider rotation. The company has retained the same external auditor for 15 years. Although the firm meets formal independence criteria, shareholders have raised concerns about objectivity and the audit committee's reluctance to consider rotation.
So we go with the Japanese style of corporate governance. This is where they consider the employees that are involved in the organization.
No, perhaps
So
you
we'll
didn't
go
get...
We'll go with the continuous leadership style of familiarity leadership style, where they used to maintain one personnel for a long period of time in the organization.
Maybe you didn't get the question well, but bonus to Wisconsin before I even say something. Bonus to Wisconsin. So what I was looking for is the independence of the auditor as well as the auditor rotation. There are concepts that are in corporate governance. The earlier one was about the role duality. The board chairman performing the role as the CEO, and that's the duality of the CEO and then the board chairperson. That's what I wanted. For the next set of questions, I'm beginning with UEW, University of Education Winneba. But the preamble is that you should identify the Belbin team role that is being demonstrated and explain its contribution. So Belbin has a number of team roles that he identified. Identify the one that I'll explain or the scenario referred to. Please, you get that? UEW, did you get a preamble? Don't mind me.
Yes, please.
Wisconsin, did you get a preamble? Yes. All right. During a critical project, Daniel Donko constantly reaches out to external partners, suppliers, and other departments. He brings in useful contacts and secures resources that the team doesn't even or didn't even know were available. During a critical project, Daniel Donko constantly reaches out to external partners, suppliers, and other departments. He brings in useful contacts and secures resources that the team didn't even know were available.
So we'll look at resource allocator, where he actually allocates resource effectively in order to ensure efficiency in the organization.
Yes, I will accept that. Wisconsin. Are you ready? All right. So Amanyako reviews all technical documents thoroughly before submission. She often spots small errors others miss and insists that everything meets the highest standards. Amanyako reviews all technical documents thoroughly before submission. She often spots small errors that others miss and insists that everything meets the highest standards.
So, so this concept is an accuracy team role concept, whereby the head wants everything to be on point and then on standard.
No, I can't accept that. Bonus available to UEW.
Okay, so we have the monitor evaluator where the manager makes sure that all the activities are being reviewed and then make corrections when there are errors in the activities.
No, I won't accept that. We call it the completer finisher. Completer finisher. Next set of questions, still beginning with you. UEW. You have to identify the lean tool that is being used, the lean manufacturing, lean production tool that is being used, and explain its purpose. So for the scenario I'll read out to you, identify the lean production or lean manufacturing tool that is being used and explain its purpose. UEW. The production manager at Gidimajo Electronics is concerned about delays in customer order fulfillment. She leads a team to map up every step from order receipt to product delivery and identify stages where materials wait, tasks are duplicated, and approvals are delayed. The production manager at Gidimajo Electronics is concerned about delays in customer order fulfillment. She leads a team to map out every step from order receipts to product delivery and identify stages where materials wait, tasks are duplicated, and approvals are delayed.
So we go with the DMIAC, which is the define, measure, assess, and review. So we go with DMAIC, D-M-A-I-C.
I'm not taking that.
All right, so the answer to,
Please,
so we
the
look
bell
at,
has gone. You've exhausted your chance. Thank you. Bonus to Wisconsin.
After sales. After sales.
No, it is not correct. I'll give the answer later. Now your major question, Wisconsin International University College. Are you ready? Okay. At Adai Textiles, employees are encouraged to suggest simple improvements to reduce fabric waste or save motion. Over a quarter, 30 minor changes are made, resulting in noticeable efficiency gains. At Adai Manufacturing or Adai Textiles, employees are encouraged to suggest simple improvements to reduce fabric waste or save motion. Over a quarter, 30 minor changes are made, resulting in noticeable efficiency gains. Identify the lean principle being applied and explain its purpose.
Cost management.
That is not what I'm looking for. You have another chance. Bonus to the University of Education Winneba.
so the principle we are talking about here is Kaizen or continuous improvements, where they make a small or incremental improvements in order to achieve an overall efficiency.
Yes, that is correct. So the earlier question, the one I asked you, the answer was value stream mapping or value stream map, where we visually track the flow of materials and information to identify ways to streamline activities and also improve the process. For our last set of questions, for each scenario that I'm going to read out to the two of you, identify the type of communication barrier that is involved and explain how it disrupts effective communication. Identify the type of communication barrier that is involved and explain how it disrupts effective communication. Beginning with UEW. A Ghanaian project manager working with a team from Japan begins each meeting with a light joke to ease tension. However, the Japanese team appears uncomfortable and disengaged during meetings, offering minimal input. A Ghanaian project manager working with a team from Japan begins each meeting with a light joke to ease tension. However, the Japanese team appears uncomfortable and disengaged during meetings, offering minimal input.
All right, so the barrier we're talking here is the cultural barrier, because they are not familiar with other the stuff that people do in other countries.
Yes. Wisconsin. During a stakeholder meeting, the IT director explains a new system rollout using highly technical terms like blockchain-based encryption and distributed ledger validation. The finance and HR teams remain silent with puzzled expressions throughout the presentation. During a stakeholder meeting, the IT director explains a new system rollout using highly technical terms like blockchain-based encryption and distributed ledger validation. The finance and HR teams remain silent with puzzled expressions throughout the presentation.
Language.
Okay.
This is because he is using program language, as we say, they are higher, let's say machine languages that the HR department do not understand.
That's fine, it's accepted. So on that note, we come to the end of round one, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of round one. How did the first round go for you?
Well,
Kofi Nyantechi.
We are still hoping.
You
We
are
are not
still
giving up. Yeah.
UW, how did the first round go for you?
So it wasn't easy, but actually this contest we are on a peacekeeping initiative, so we decided to remain calm.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scores for round one. At the end of round 1, Wisconsin had 3 points, UW had 15 points. We go to round 2. In this round, you will need to compute. You have 30 seconds to give me an answer. 2 attempts only for 3 points. If it's a bonus, you have 1 attempt and 5 seconds for 1 point. Please, are you ready? I'm beginning this round from the University of Education Winneba. Evans Mintal Limited had the following income in 2023. Profit from business operations, 600,000. Capital gains from sale of equipment, 150,000. Interest income from treasury bills, 80,000. The corporate tax rate is 25%. Calculate Evans Mintal's net tax payable for the year. I take it again. Evans Mintal Limited had the following income in 2023. Profit from business operations, 600,000. Capital gains from sale of equipment, 150,000. Interest income from treasury bills, 80,000. The corporate tax rate is 25%. Calculate Evans Mintal's net tax payable for the year.
So we have 167,500.
No, you have one other chance.
We have 171.5 thousand.
No, that is also not correct. Bonus to Wisconsin.
207,500.
No, that is not correct as well. I'll explain. All right, the next set of questions, Wisconsin, you are beginning this round for us. NSJC Limited earned the following in 2023. The net trading profit was 500,000. Dividend received was 40,000. And the interest income was 60,000. Corporate tax rate is 25%. Calculate the total tax payable by NSJC Limited. NSJC Limited earned the following in 2023. Net trading profit 500,000. Dividend received 40,000. The interest income was 60,000 and the corporate rate was 25%. Calculate the total tax payable by NSJC Limited.
$55,000.
No, that is not correct. You have one other chance.
$13,000.
It is not 13,000. Bonus is available to University of Education Winneba.
128,200.
No, 133,000. 133,000. So the trading profit will be taxed at 25%, but the dividend and then the interest income will both be taxed at 8% each. So we have 125,000 plus 3,200 plus 4,800. That should be 133,000. In the earlier illustration, the capital gains will be added to the business operations and then both taxed at 25%, but the interest will be taxed at 8%. That's the difference. Next set of questions, also beginning with UEW. The mean of 100 items was recorded as 52. Later, it was discovered that 3 items were wrongly recorded as 78, 34, and 49, instead of the correct values 87, 30, and 59, respectively. Calculate the correct mean. The mean of 100 items was recorded as 52. Later, it was discovered that 3 items were wrongly recorded as 78, 34, and 49, instead of the correct values 87, 30, and 59, respectively. Calculate the correct mean.
$59.67.
It is not 59.67. You have one other chance.
Okay, so we have 53.67.
It is now 53.67. Bonus for Wisconsin.
5,215.
What?
5,215.
No, that is not what I was expecting. It is not correct. Now your major question. I'll give the answer. The average of 90 items was found to be 39. On review, it was discovered that values 44, 31, and 52 were recorded instead of 41, 34, and 47. Calculate the correct mean. The average of 90 items was found to be 39. On review, it was discovered that values 44, 31, and 52 were recorded instead of 41, 34, and 47. Calculate the correct mean. You've been bailed out. Bonus for UEW.
33.67.
No, that is not correct. I'm actually surprised people are getting this wrong. So the earlier one was 52.15. Well, you should have divided by 100 after computing it. But this second one is 38.94. That is what I was expecting. Next set of questions, still with UEW. A company uses exponential smoothing to forecast its monthly sales. The forecasted sales for January were 50,000 cedis. The actual sales were January 55,000, February 52,000. The smoothing constant is 0.3. Using smoothing constant or using exponential smoothing, calculate the forecast for March. I take it again. A company uses exponential smoothing to forecast its monthly sales. The forecasted sales for January was 50,000. January was 50,000. The actual sales were January 55,000, February 52,000. The smoothing constant is 0.3. Using exponential smoothing, calculate the forecast for March.
Okay, so we have 900.
It is not correct.
50,600.
No. Bonus available to you. Wisconsin.
1,200.
That cannot be correct. Your major question, Wisconsin. A business forecasted its July sales to be 75,000 cedis. Actual sales were July 70,000 cedis, August 80,000 cedis. The smoothing constant is 0.2. Calculate the forecast for September. A business forecasted its July sales to be 75,000 cedis. Actual sales were 70,000 for July, 80,000 for August. The smoothing constant. Next set of questions, I'm beginning from Wisconsin. Next set of questions, Wisconsin is beginning for us. Glycolife buys an equipment for 150,000 cedis. Estimated useful life is 5 years, and the salvage value useful life is 5 years, and the salvage value is 10,000 cedis. Calculate the double declining balance depreciation for the first 3 years. A company buys an equipment, or Glycolife buys an equipment for 150,000. Estimated useful life is 5 years. The salvage value is 10,000. Calculate the double declining depreciation balance for the first 3 years.
So we are having the answer to be 36. 54,000.
I'm not taking that. Bonus for the University of Education Winneba.
So for the first year, we have 60,000, second year, 36,000, and third year, 21,600.
Yes. PwC acquires an asset for 200,000 cedis with a useful life of 8 years and a salvage value of 20,000. Calculate the double declining balance depreciation for the first 3 years. PwC acquired an asset for 200,000 cedis with a useful life of 8 years and a salvage value of 20,000. Calculate the double declining balance depreciation for the first 3 years.
For the first year, we have 50,000, and the second year, we have 37,500, and the third year, 28,125.
Yes. Wisconsin, you have to compute the profitability index for a project with initial cost of 80,000 cedis and expected cash flows of 25,000 cedis annually for 4 years using the discount rate of 8% and interpret your results. Compute the profitability index for a project with initial cost of 80,000 cedis and expected cash flows of 25,000 cedis annually for 4 years using the discount rate of 8% and interpret your results.
Um, 0.1.
It is not correct. You have one other chance.
Um, 0.4.
No, please. Bonus available to you, EW.
We have 0.035.
I'm not accepting 0.035 for an answer. That is not correct. Now your major question, UEW. MTN considers investing $50,000 in a project that will earn a return of $15,000 annually for 4 years. If the discount rate is 10%, calculate the profitability index and interpret your results. MTN considers investing $50,000 in a project that will return $15,000 annually for 4 years. If the discount rate is 10%, compute the profitability index and interpret your results.
0.205. 0.205. And
that is not correct. You have one other chance.
Okay, so we have 0.951. Explanation here, then explanation.
So you will not accept it because it's less than 1.
I don't even know who. It's fine, it's correct. 0.951 is correct. So the first one was 1.035, not 0.035. Last set of questions for this round. Wisconsin, if inflation rises from 2.5% to 6% and unemployment falls from 7% to 4.5%, what is the slope of the short-run Phillips curve? If inflation rises from 2.5% to 6% and unemployment falls from 7% to 4.5%, what is the slope of the short-run Phillips curve?
Negative 0.71.
No, you have one other chance.
Seven point 7.1.
What?
0.71.
No, I won't take that. Bonus for UEW.
-3.
It is not -3. You have major question, University of Education Winneba. When unemployment drops from 9% to 6.5%, inflation rises from 2% to 6.5%, what is the slope of the short-run Phillips curve? When unemployment drops from 9.5% to 6.5%, inflation rises from 2% to 6.5%, what is the slope of the short-run Phillips curve?
We have 1.8.
Yes. -1.8 is the correct answer. And the slope is just the change in the inflation rate over the change in the unemployment rate. On that note, we come to the end of round 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the contest is between UEW and Wisconsin International University College. A place at the quarterfinals is at stake. This is the Tertiary Business Science Challenge. My name is Al Hassan Yusuf Traore, and I'm proud to be your moderator for the contest. We will take the scores for round 2 and then make progress to the 3rd round. If our scores for round 2, okay. At the end of round 2, Wisconsin had no point, UEW had 10 points. Let's go straight to round 3, the business case of the day. The two schools have been presented with a common problem. Please pick it up. Let's read together. We are going to do something in either business management or management and organizational behavior. Something on team building or team development. Effective teamwork is essential for organizational success, but teams do not become high-performing overnight. Understanding how teams evolve over time can help leaders manage group dynamics and improve collaboration. One widely accepted framework for this is Bruce Tuckman's model of team development. You have to discuss the stages of team development according to Bruce Tuckman's model. How does each of these stages impact team performance and team cohesion? That is the business case of the day. You have 10 minutes within which to provide your solution. You may begin now. You should be getting ready to stop work. In fact, please stop work. Submit whatever you have done. Mr. Nyantechi Kofi, not Kwesi. Thank you. Their feet. The storming stage. This is where conflict and usually competition erupts. This is where team members assert their opinions and then their rules. The impact is that performance may be disrupted by conflict and disagreement, but it is important that they address the challenges at this stage to be able to move on to the next stage, which is the norming stage. That's where team members begin to resolve whatever conflicts there are, and then establish norms, and then develop some strong working relationships. The impact is that performance begins to improve from this stage as team members become more comfortable with one another. The fourth stage is a performing. This is the optimal stage where team members are aware of each other's strengths and weaknesses. They're able to collaborate and work efficiently and then effectively. Here, performance is at its peak because of the high levels of cooperation. The adjourning or the morning stage, this is where the task or the project is completed and team members will have to go their separate ways. Members may experience some sense of loss or transition. The focus shifts from performance to closure, and team members may reflect on their experiences. If you're able to identify and explain each of these activities as well as the impact, you get 2 each. And for the 5, you have 10 points. So let's look at what our team members did, beginning with Wisconsin International University College. So they began with the forming stage. Yes, where there's, let's see. Forming, yes. This is a stage where individuals come together to perform an activity, and then they explain storming stage. This is where they brainstorm, and also the leader of the group is selected at this stage. Norming, this is where norms and rules are set for the members, or rules are set for the members to follow. Performing, this is a stage where they perform action or act up the reason why the group was set up for. And then the adjourning, after the action has been done, the group close the group, or dismantle the group. Okay. And then they also wrote on the impact they did for, and then the team cohesion. So they did for all of the stages. For the effort, they get 10 out of 10. University of Education Winneba also explained the stages as forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning. They explained, they wrote the impact. For their effort, they also get 10 out of 10. So we go straight into round 4. If there are any substitutions you want to effect, this is the time to do so. At the end of round 3, both schools have 10 points each. Are you ready? All right, introduce yourselves beginning from Wisconsin.
My name is Ninola Rufus, a 300 Bachelor of Accounting student at Wisconsin.
Okay. Who do we have from UEW?
Felix Amakubli, Bachelor of Science Accounting Education, level 400.
You're welcome, sirs.
Thank you, sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, straight to round 4. Graphic business segment. I'm going to give you questions on some stories that appeared in the Graphic Business newspaper. For the purpose of this contest, I'm examining you on the 10th, 17th, and 24th June editions of the newspaper. Each of the phrase enabling environment has become the go-to buzzword in development circles, tossed around at every workshop, yet barely unpacked. In practice, explain 3 components of the phrase enabling environment in Ghana's agriculture or agribusiness scene. That is for each of you. Explain any 3 components of the phrase enabling environment in Ghana's agribusiness scene, beginning with Wisconsin.
Okay, so we have mentorship and training activities for unemployed youth so they can enter into the poultry sector. We have access to finance for startup capitals. We also have the this financial management. We also have the enhancement of associations, poultry farmers associations.
No, I'm giving you 2 out of 3. UEW.
So we have land assets where, and the government, in collaboration with the traditional owners, the landowners will contribute land as equity and earn return. We have policy consistency where the policies that are being developed should be one that is sustainable. And also we have fair market competition.
Yes, that is correct. Next set of questions. Next set of questions. Also, no, not the common preamble. Wisconsin. The Graphic Business newspaper of 10th June advertised the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management Ghana Conference. What was the theme for the conference? The theme for the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management Ghana Conference 2025. Wisconsin.
Innovation and sustainable management.
No. Bonus for UEW.
So the theme for this is regulating HRM in Ghana, standards, ethics, and sustainability.
Yes. UEW. What was the theme for the 2025 Graduate Practitioners Forum of the University of Professional Studies, Accra, School of Graduate Studies? What was the theme for the 2025 Graduate Practitioners Forum of UPSC, the School of Graduate Studies?
The theme for this was dynamic strategies for global industrial leadership.
Yes. Next set of questions. Still with you, Wisconsin, but common preamble. The two-day Johnny Walker Ghana Golf Championship came off successfully at the Achimota Golf Club. The championship was organized in various categories. Now, Wisconsin, please mention the top 3 performers in the men's category A. The top 3 performers in the men's category A.
So we have Philip Ayensu, Leslie Nelson, and Tahiru Nungu.
Yes. UEW, you have to mention the top 3 performers in the women's category A. Top 3 performers in women's category A.
So with this, we have Letitia Amponson. For second, we have Mary Prempe, and we have Catherine Tafai.
Yes, I'll accept that. Catherine Fabi. That's fine. All right, next set of questions. I'm beginning with UEW. UEW, common preamble to the two of you. Ghana's ambitions to become a major player in global apparel exports are gaining momentum, with Grace Garment Industries Limited set up to ramp up production following a strategic expansion backed by Growth Investment Partners Ghana Limited. That's the preamble. Did you get it? Ghana's ambitions to become a major player in the global apparel exports are gaining momentum, with Grace Garment Industries Limited, that is MGIL, set up to ramp up production following a strategic expansion backed by the Growth Investment Partners Ghana Limited, GIP. Now, UEW, identify any 3 areas provided by Grace Industries Limited to its employees, especially new employees. Identify any 3 training areas that provided by MGIL to its employees, especially the new ones.
So they'll look at safety protocols. They'll look at also the standards. Then they'll look at sewing operations.
Yes. Wisconsin, identify any 3 services or advantages provided by Grace Industries Limited to its employees. Identify any 3 services or advantages provided by MGIL to its employees.
So free meals, transport, and 4 times salary.
What?
The salary 4 times their previous ones at the end.
No, I'm not taking the salary part. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. So this one is very straightforward. UEW, Who is the managing director of Absa Bank Ghana? Who is the managing director of Absa Bank Ghana?
He's Olantujin Olamide.
That is not correct. Time. No, the bell is gone.
So the managing director is
You've exhausted your chance, right? The bell is gone. Wisconsin bonus.
Oseipoku.
What?
Oseipoku.
No, it is not Oseipoku. It is not Oseipoku. Now your major question, Wisconsin. Who is the MD of Access Bank Ghana? Who is the MD of Access Bank Ghana Limited?
Olumide Olatunji.
Yes. So the ABSA one, or the Access one is what you mentioned for ABSA. ABSA is Dr. Edward Nateboche. Now the last set of questions for this round. As Ghana embarks on a transformative journey to reclaim 25% of its poultry market from imports, a critical challenge looms. So this is where the Sustainable Livelihoods for Youth Through Agriculture, that's the SULIA initiative, offers a timely and practical solution, as mentioned in the article by Raymond Dente. Now, so SULIA is uniquely positioned to address the systemic barriers that the youth face in agric. You have to identify any 3 barriers each and how SULIA is tracking them. So beginning with UEW, identify any 3 barriers each and how SULIA is tracking or is helping to tackle them.
So we have access to finance, access to land, and access to markets. And how, okay, we have access to social protection. So with this, they are trying to bring out integrative insurance in order to do that. And access to markets, they are trying to take off contracts or take away agreements with suppliers in order for them to get the goods immediately. And the access to finance, they intend to provide finance or integrative financing to their companies in order for them to be equipped with that.
Yes. Wisconsin.
SULIA also gives social protection to the youth.
That has been mentioned and explained by UEW. They mentioned and explained that.
They said okay, so we have access to cold storage for poultry produce. We have access to transport and logistics, access to feed and input.
Please mention your 3 again.
Okay.
Mention the 3 before you even attempt to explain.
Okay, access to transport and storage. So the policy. Okay, we have access to inputs as well and feeds, access to mechanized farms, and access to cold storage.
So I'm giving you 1 out of 3. And the 1 is in respect of the inputs. The transport and storage was not directly indicated, as well as the mechanized, the last point that you mentioned, it was also not indicated specifically. So I'm giving you 1 out of 3. On that note, we come to the end of round 4. So we have access to land, finance, input, market, skills and mentorship, and social protection. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 4th round of the contest between UEW and then Wisconsin. A place at the quarterfinal is at stake. We are reminded that we have 8 schools who have qualified already, 7 schools actually. Valley View University, West End University College, University of Cape Coast, KNUST. We have University of Energy and Natural Resources, University of Ghana, and then the Heritage Christian University. 1 school will join those 7 to make 8, and then we select some of the best losers to join them in the quarterfinal. At the end of round 4, the scores. Wisconsin International University College had 11 points. University of Education Winneba had 16 points. We We are going into the round 5. That is the true or false segment. In this round, I'm going to read out some statement to you. Your duty is to tell me if the statement is true or false. If you get it correct, you have 2 points. If it's wrong, -1. You may decide not to answer, in which case the other school may take it up under the same conditions. Please, are you ready? Yes. If you are ready, I'm beginning this round from UEW. UEW, the first question. If a contract lacks a force majeure clause, parties can still rely on common law doctrines like frustration to discharge obligations. If a contract lacks a force majeure clause, parties can still rely on common law doctrines like frustration to discharge their obligations.
False.
No. Wisconsin, a party can successfully invoke a force majeure clause even if the event was foreseeable at the time of contracting. A party can successfully invoke a force majeure clause even if the event was foreseeable at the time of contracting. UW, do you want to take it up? Okay, they don't want to take it up. So we go on. University of Education Winneba, your major question. In the defined phase of the DMAIC framework, the primary focus is on identifying root causes of defects. In the defined phase of the DMAIC, that's the MAKE framework, the primary focus is on identifying the root cause of defect.
True.
No. Wisconsin, in the control phase of the DMAIC framework, it focuses on statistical modeling and regression analysis to optimize the process. The control phase of the DMAIC framework, that's the DMAIC, it focuses on statistical modeling and regression analysis to optimize the process.
True.
No. UEW, according to the strong form of the EMH, that is the efficiency market hypothesis, even insider trading cannot lead to abnormal returns. According to the strong form of the efficiency market hypothesis, even insider trading cannot lead to abnormal returns.
True.
Yes. Wisconsin, the efficient market hypothesis implies that passive investment strategies are more appropriate than active management. The efficient market hypothesis implies that passive investment strategies are more appropriate than active management.
False.
No. Next set of questions, I'm beginning with Wisconsin. Wisconsin, next set of questions. Cognitive resistance to change may include questioning the feasibility, timing, or logic of the proposed change. Cognitive resistance to change may include questioning the feasibility, timing, or logic of the proposed change.
True.
Yes. UEW, behavioral resistance to change can occur without any cognitive or emotional resistance. Behavioral resistance to change can occur without any cognitive or emotional resistance.
False.
No. Wisconsin, internal business process metrics in the balanced scorecard focus only on efficiency, not innovation. Internal business process metrics in the balanced scorecard focus only on efficiency, not innovation.
False.
Yes. UEW, market share growth and customer acquisition cost are examples of internal process metrics. Market share growth and customer acquisition cost are examples of internal process metrics.
It is false.
Yes, it is false. And now the last question for the round. Wisconsin, offshoring manufacturing increases supply chain resilience by geographically diversifying production. Offshoring manufacturing increases supply chain resilience by geographically diversifying production. Do you want to take it up, UEW?
True.
No. And now the last question. UEW, a firm that offshores its accounting services to a third party in a low-cost country loses control over financial reporting. A firm that offshores its accounting services to a third party in a low-cost country loses control over financial reporting.
It is false.
Yes, it is false. Kojo, what is happening?
So everything is under control, sir.
On that note, we come to the end of round 5. Ladies and gentlemen, please show some love. It's not easy at all. Wisconsin, how did the round 5 go for you?
Tricky, but we put in our best today
Okay.
as compared to the last time.
UW, how did it go for you?
It wasn't easy, but I think it's okay.
Okay. So we have one final round to go. That will be the riddles. So you should be getting ready for the riddles. Now the scores for round 5. Scores for round 5. Whilst we wait for the scores, we are reminded that our partners are the Graphic Business and the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. Our sponsors include MTN Ghana, PwC Gold Ghana, we have Piva Beverages, we have Glyco Life, we have Compu Ghana, we have GCB Bank, we have Papaya Foods, we have Zenith University College, we have EPP Book Services, and then we have the Ghana National Association of Teachers. From this round, or from this stage, the next stage is the quarterfinals. We'll have 6 very interesting contests coming your way soon in the quarterfinals. So we wait for this contest to end. Then we can see how the quarterfinal pairings will look like. So do we have our scores now? All right, so the scores for round 5. Kofi, what is the problem? You answered, I think, you didn't answer 2. You answered 4. You got 2 correct. Yes. So when you get a question wrong, you suffer a penalty of -1. So that accounts for your scores. We go to the final round riddles. 5 riddles in all, open to the 2 of you. The first school to ring their bell will be required to give an answer in 10 seconds. If you get it correct, depending on the clue at which it is, you may have 5 points, 4 points, or even 3 points. If you get it wrong, you can no longer partake in that particular riddle. If there are further clues, I'll read them to the hearing of the remaining school. Let me hear your bell, Wisconsin. And that of UEW. If you are ready, riddle number 1. Riddle number 1. Please, no form of communication. Let's have some silence. I am a form of a strict secondary liability that arises under the common law doctrine of agency. I can be distinguished. UEW.
Vicarious liability.
Yes. They answered on the second clue, 4 points. 4 points. Riddle number 2. Riddle number 2. I am a phenomenon in behavioral finance, marketing, consumer behavior, and psychology. I occur because people want to fit in and be accepted. They assume the majority must be right. I occur, for instance, when investors rush to buy a stock just because it's gaining popularity, or in fashion, when you buy a certain brand of shoes, not because you like them, but because everyone else is wearing them. UEW.
Bandwagon.
Yes. The bandwagon effect is correct. They answered on the third clue, 3 points. Riddle number 3. I am a macro theory of human motivation and personality. I have extensive applications in education, work, healthcare, sports, and relationships. I focus on the interplay between intrinsic and extrinsic forces in driving behavior and well-being. I posit that people are inherently active organisms with a natural tendency towards growth, mastery, and integration of new experiences. I emphasize the importance of 3 basic psychological needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness, which, when supported, UEW.
Self-determination theory.
Yes. They answered on the fourth clue, 3 points. 3 points. Riddle number 4. Riddle number 4. I am one of the types of knowledge. Indeed, I am one of the 2 broad categories of knowledge. Some examples of me include individual wisdom, experience, insight, motor skill, and intuition. I drive innovation and creativity, enhance expert decision making, give competitive advantage. I'm important in mentoring and apprenticeship-based learning. I am knowledge gained through experience that is difficult to express or write down. UEW.
Tacit knowledge.
Yes. They answered on the fourth clue, 3 points. And now the last riddle for the contest, which is the last question. I am a key concept in descriptive statistics that helps us understand the shape of a data distribution. I provide insight into specific characteristics of a distribution. I have importance in finance, where I help to assess risk. I indicate the presence of outliers or abnormal data patterns. I may be useful in quality control, signal processing, and research design. There are 3 categories of me: normal, less than normal, more than normal, or meso, platy, and lepto. UEW.
Ketosis.
Yes, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we come to the end of round 6. So we'll take the scores for round 6 and then we'll come back with the final results. The scores for round 6, please. All right. So in this round, Wisconsin had no points. UW has 16 points. Please show some love. And of course, that's a perfect score. For I suspect they are the first team in TBSC history to have won all 5 riddles. Yes. I stand to be corrected, but so far that is what I think happened. Congratulations to you. All right, so we will take the final result, but before then, overall assessment of the contest for you. Wisconsin.
Well, we've not performed to our best, so we take it like that.
Okay. What do you think didn't go well, per your estimation?
So looking at the zonal semi-final and the national round of 16, I think everything didn't go well for us.
All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, but before then, how do you assess your own performance, UW?
So unfortunately today we didn't perform to our normal level. But I mean, going to the quarterfinals, they should watch out.
Is that we should watch out? All right. So warning has been served to all who may be concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, the final results at the end of the contest. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the contest, Wisconsin International University College had 26 points. University of Education Winneba had 69 points. Congratulations to University of Education Winneba. You have qualified to the quarterfinals of the competition. And now to you, Wisconsin. 26 points. Very, very interesting results coming out, especially with respect to the 4 best losers. Ladies and gentlemen, in terms of the 4 best losing schools, Wisconsin, I'm happy to inform you that you have sneaked into the 4 best losing schools. Congratulations to you. So the school that loses out will be the GCTU. They are 25.5. Congratulations to you, Wisconsin International University College. You've qualified to the quarterfinals of the Tertiary Business Science Challenge. So, ladies and gentlemen, all is said and done. The round of 16 contests have been cleared. At the end of all 8 contests in the round of 16, we have 12 schools who have made their way to the quarterfinal stage. The first 8 who came through as a result of winning their contest: Valley View University from contest 1, West End University College from contest 2, University of Cape Coast from contest 3, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology contest 4, University of Energy and Natural Resources contest 5, University of Ghana contest 6, Heritage Christian University contest 7, and now the University of Education Winneba contest 8. For our best 4 losing schools who will join the 8 into the quarterfinals, we have the first best losing school to be Pentecost University with 43 points. Koforidia Technical University comes second with 37 points. SD Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies come third with 32 points. And now, Wisconsin International University College comes in fourth with 26 points. GCTU had 25.5 points, so they were fifth. Indom School of Business and Technology came in sixth with 23 points, and Tamale Technical University came in seventh with 13 points. So Tamale Technical University, Indom School of Business, and GCTU will miss out at the quarterfinals. So congratulations to the 12 schools who have qualified to the quarterfinal stage. Please, let's give it up to them. So ladies and gentlemen, we have concluded with the round of 16 contests. 12 schools will from here progress to the quarterfinal. It has been very interesting, it's very cagey. We've had some very interesting scores. Those expected, those unexpected. But at the end of it all, we have 12 schools who will make it to the quarterfinal. We have 6 very interesting matchups that are going to come. We will announce the quarterfinal pairings very soon in due course as we go back to make any input into what has been done. Thank you so much for being part of this round of 16 contest. It is the first section or the first stage of the national competition. We started with the zonal championship. We had 4 zonal winners. We then progressed to the national championship. You are reminded that the LinkedIn challenge is still ongoing. Please do your team proud. There are cash prizes to be won. There are interview sessions to be granted. And there are also newspaper appearances that you will have. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my production team, led by Franklin Sowa, Yvonne Ayi, Stella Logosu, George Dansu, David Abel, NSJC Malik Haruna, Emmanuel Amamu, Agnes Ado, Evans Minta, Alfred Akweje, Felix Tay, David Niama Abubakar, Evans Tayuba, Samuel Ansa, Emmanuel Adi, and Esther. It's been a pleasure coming your way for this round of 16 contest. On behalf of my studio audience, on behalf of all those who watch online, it's been a pleasure coming your way. My name is Al Hassan Yusuf Traore. I'll see you at the quarterfinal stage. Bye-bye for now. Audience is ready. Studio audience, I must say, are gingered up. Last quarterfinal contest for day 1 is upon us. To Mudaraba and Musharaka in Islamic finance. I asked you to state and explain. You haven't explained. I want you to explain the points that you have mentioned. Join me as we want to experience some academic violence this afternoon. Team Gamma, 8 members with individual coding speed of 11 tasks per day, operate at 80% efficiency. Determine how many days each team will take to complete the project. Back if you should lose this one. A place at the semi-final is what is at stake. You are tempted to score. Bonus for Central University. On that note, we come to the end of round 4A, ladies and gentlemen. Next set of questions, University of Education Winneba. The 2024 edition of the Tertiary Business Science Challenge has finally come to an end. How do you assess your own performance? My name is Al Hassan Yusuf Traore, and I welcome you all to join in this violence.